that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad today. Whether in your car, in your house, the single you got a spouse. It's now time to open up your mouth and let the praise out. Femi Sachs, what are we telling them?
This is a day, bro.
Okay, let me hear it.
This is the day, Lord, you have made. We will rejoice and be glad.
Hey, well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hey, don't adjust your cameras. Don't look at your watch. We are on right now. We are on live. Yeah, I had to jump on a little earlier due to some engagement constraints. I could not miss being here, so I couldn't miss my engagement. So I had to jump on. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Tag somebody to let them know that I am on right now. I'm on right now. Hey, listen, it is Valentine's weekend, and I pray that you have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Save weekend. Let's say that. Let's start with saying that. Let's pray that you have a safe, enjoyable, saved weekend with your significant other. You know, I pray that God blesses that as you all go out, and as you go out, whether it's to dinner, whether it's to a movie, I pray that it is a relaxful time. Listen, I discovered something is that Valentine's is once a year, but love should be all year long. Let me say that again. Valentine's Day comes once a year, but love should be all year long, right? You shouldn't just send flowers just because the world recognizes one day. It should be something that you've done on a daily basis. Yeah, don't just send the flowers and the candy just today, but do something beyond today. So listen, love somebody tomorrow. Love them tomorrow. Love them the day after. Love them. Love is not a holiday. Love is a consistent thing. All right. So, hey, kudos to you, to you and yours. I have been married 20 years now. 20 years in come April, and so I've learned that in that 20 years of marriage, you've got to show love. Has it always been easy? No. Have we always liked one another? No. But it is so important that you show love on a consistent basis. All right, so listen, let's jump in. I want to talk today about 5 steps to resolving conflict. I want to talk about 5 steps to resolving conflict. I'm in the book of James, chapter 4, verses 1 through 10. Little lengthy reading, but I'm in the easy read version. James, chapter 4, verses 1 through 10 says, "Do you know where your fights and arguments come from?" Crickets. Do you know where your arguments and your fights come from? James says they come from the selfish desires that make war inside of you. That's what James chapter 4, verse 1 and 2 says. He says, you want things, but you don't get them. So you kill and are jealous of others, but you still can't get what you want. So you argue and you fight because the reason you ask is wrong. James says, the reason you want it is wrong in the first place, right? He says, you only want it for your own pleasure. That's what James says. Verse 4, you people are not faithful to God. You should know that loving what the world has is the same as hating God. So anyone who wants to be friends with this evil world becomes God's enemy. Do you think the scriptures mean nothing? The scripture says the spirit God made to live in us wants us only for himself, but the kindness God shows is greater. As the scripture says, God is against the proud, but he is kind to the humble. So give yourselves to God. Stand against the devil, and he will run away from you. Come near to God, and he will come near to you. You are sinners, so clean sin out of your lives. You are trying to follow God and the world at the same time. Make your thinking pure. Be sad, be sorry, and cry. Change your laughter into crying. Change your joy into sadness. Be humble before the Lord, and he will make you great. 5 steps to resolving conflict. Are y'all ready? I hope you're ready. 5 steps to resolving conflict. Conflict is not first a people problem. Let's stop right there. Conflict is not first a people problem. It is a passion problem. That's what James taught us. Conflict is not a people problem, it's a passion problem. Yeah, until we deal with the war going on inside of us, we will keep fighting wars. We'll keep fighting wars without. In other words, until you deal what's going on the inside of you, you'll be thinking it's in fighting everybody on the outside of you. Yeah, James, who is the half brother of Jesus, is writing to Jewish Christians scattered across the Roman world. These believers are saved, but they are struggling. They're arguing. They're competing. They're divided. That sounds like us now in our culture. They're competing. They're arguing. They're divided, spiritually double-minded, right? And so James is not writing to unbelievers. That's the sad thing. He's not writing to unbelievers. He's writing to church people. Y'all got to hear this. Yeah. And instead of comforting church people, he's confronting them. Yeah. Because sometimes spiritual maturity doesn't require encouragement, it requires exposure. I'm not talking about the exposure like you talk about it. I'm not talking about exposing somebody on social media. That's for people's own personal gain. I'm talking about confronting the person and exposing. You know what? Can I talk to you for a moment? Can I talk to you about, some of the things that you keep doing? So you got to, James 4 aggressively. He opens aggressively, right? What causes the fights and arguments among you? James is saying what's causing the fights and the arguments that you keep having? Notice the tension. They love God, right? They go to church. They pray, but they are fighting. And James exposes something so powerful. They come from the selfish desires of the war that's going on inside of you as an individual, as a believer. The real fight is not external. Can I say that again? The real fight ain't external. The real fight you are dealing with is you, inside of you, the war in you. You're blaming everybody for what you are dealing with. You're blaming the dog, you're kicking the dog, you're kicking the cat, you're kicking everything because you think it's the fight within them, but it's really the fight within you. You know what the enemy, if you slow it down, it is the inner me. It's me, it's the inner me, right? Here's the tension. We want peace, but without surrender. Wow. We want unity without humility. We want God to fix them without God correcting us. Y'all, this is good therapy on Friday. We always pray, God, fix it in them. God, they the problem. What if I told you they may not be the problem? They might be the problem. And it is times that it is other people, right? There's times that it's other people. Let's be real, all right? I'm not going to put all that on the onus on you. But there are times that there is other people. But then there are those times that we're blaming somebody else when it's really why? Oh, you. Yeah. You cannot win public battles if you are losing private ones. Let me say that again. You cannot win public battles if you are losing private ones, right? Because unresolved desires become relational detonators. Let me say it again. Unresolved desires becomes relational detonators, right? If you don't start resolving some stuff internally, you're going to sabotage the relationships that you do have. Whether they are romantic relationships, you'll sabotage them. Whether they are friendships, you will sabotage them. Why? Because you've got unresolved issues internally, right? So let's talk about the 5 steps to resolving conflict resolution. Number 1, here's step 1. Come on, big class. Are you ready? Step 1 to resolving conflict. Here it is. Number 1, identify the war within. You got to identify. Come on, talk to me, y'all. You got to identify the war within. James chapter 4, verse 1 through 3. James says, your fights come from desires that battle inside you, right? The Greek word for desires is where we get our English word hedonism, right? The translation is uncontrolled appetites, right? So James is saying, oh God, here it is. James is saying, you're not mad at them. They're not the person you mad at. You mad your expectations won't met. You know what I teach when I counsel people? You got to tell people your expectations. So people won't get in the relationship expecting you to do something that you never bargained for, right? It's like saying, I expect you to do something, but you ain't got no contract on it. You ain't got no paperwork on it, right? There are those times you do have expectations that's put out there and people just won't meet them. Why? Because they're stubborn. Wow. And stubborn people eventually end up by themselves because they're not willing to do nothing for nobody but themselves. They occasionally do things. They are an occasional doer, right? Wow. Wow. So you're not mad at that person. You're mad that your expectations weren't met. See, conflict often reveals 4 things. Conflict often reveals 4 things. It often reveals control issues. It often reveals validation issues. It often reveals insecurity, and conflict often exposes egos. I'll say it again. Conflict often reveals control issues. You gotta control everything. You gotta be in charge. You gotta dictate how things are gonna go. You never have a desire to bend. You don't bend. You don't. You're not saying, okay, you know what? I can see your side. Maybe we can do it that way. No, it's gotta be my way or the highway. You got control issues, and then validation issues, right? You will always want somebody to validate you. That's conflict, right? It often reveals that. But insecurity, that's a huge one. That's a huge one. Insecurity. Sometimes we got so much conflict because, listen, of what somebody else did to you previously, you're trying to sentence somebody to a prison sentence that somebody else committed a crime for. Wow. They hurt you, but you're trying to make somebody else pay for what somebody else did to you. Wow. 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 Insecurities, right? So now I gotta check your phone. Now I gotta put all these stipulations on you. Insecurity. All right, let's go. We gotta keep moving. Ego, right? We got egos. Who do they think they are? Do they know who I am? The question is, do you even know who you are? Wow. See, if you don't identify your internal war, you'll externalize it. If you do not identify your internal war, you will eventually externalize it, which means you will set the world on fire. When actually, if you just deal with some stuff you're dealing with. Wow. Proverbs 4:23, it says, guard your heart, for out of it flows the what? The issues of life. You got to deal inside you. Guard your heart, right? Because whatever lies in your heart leaks into your relationships. I knew somebody, I had a friend that wrote a book years ago, and one of the chapters was leaks and loads, right? What is leaking in your life, right? You're putting things in one end and it's going out the other. Leaks, right? Because some stuff is so heavy on you that the load is too heavy and you keep leaking. You got to pull your car into the maintenance. You got to go in for maintenance, right? Number 2. All right. So number one, we're identifying 5 areas of conflict. Number 1, you got to identify the war within. But number 2, stop blaming people for what's happening inside of you. Number two, stop blaming people for what's going on inside of you. James 4:4 says, you are not faithful to God. That sounds harsh, James. Wait a minute, James. Why are you coming at me like this? But James is really saying your divided loyalty is producing divided relationships. Wow. God says, stop accusing them when I'm correcting you. That is so good. God is saying to somebody, I'm trying to get you together. Stop trying to make this a corporate thing. You know, we messed up. No. Don't say we. Sometimes it's you. Don't try to make it community when it's individuality that needs to be dealt with. We blame others for what we refuse to discipline in ourselves. We're blaming others for what we refuse to discipline within ourselves, right? Conflict often exposes, here it is, pride. You won't even say you're sorry. You won't even admit it might have been you. Pride, jealousy. Conflict will reveal jealousy. It'll reveal comparison, but it will also reveal ambition, what you're trying to accomplish, what your goals are trying to be. You're trying to be the dominant person in the relationship. So you don't listen, you don't care if you break everything in your path to get what you want. You're like a one-person wrecking machine. See, the enemy loves unresolved egos because pride makes peace impossible. Come on, I'm talking to somebody. I'm talking about the 5 things to resolve conflict. Number 1, identify the war within you. But number 2, stop blaming people for what's happening inside of you. But number 3, I got to run. Number 3, submit to God before you confront people. You got to submit to God before you confront people. James 4:7 says, submit yourselves to God. No wonder you can't submit to nobody. No wonder you can't submit in the relationship because you ain't even submitted to God. He says, submit to God and resist the devil, right? Notice the order. Didn't say resist the devil and then submit to God. He says, submit to God and then resist the devil. Notice that order. Submit first, resist second. I'll say that again. Submit first, resist second. You cannot resist the devil while resisting God. This is good today. You cannot resist the enemy while you're yet still saying no and resisting God, right? Submission is not weakness. Talk to me. Come on. Talk to me. I'm talking to you. Submission is not weakness. It's spiritual alignment. Wow. Submission is not weakness. It's spiritual alignment. No wonder you've ever been in a car and turned loose the steering wheel. It's going to go to your right or it's going to pull to the left. It'll never go straight down the road. And as long as you keep resisting God, it's going to pull one way you don't want to go. You're resisting in your relationships, it's going to pull another way. Why? Because you want to go this way when you should be going that way. Wow. Submission is not weakness. It's spiritual alignment. You got to get in line with the things of God. Get in line with the word. Get in line with the word. You can get in line with your relationships. Stop trying to win arguments and start winning your spirit. Stop trying to win arguments and start winning your spirit. Submission, write this down, recalibrates tone, motive, and timing. When you are submitted, it recalibrates tone. You talk different. Motive and timing. See, conflict handled without submission becomes carnage. Conflict handled without submission becomes carnage. Number four. All right, y'all been a good class. Number 4. Number 1. Where we at? Number 1. Number one, here it is. Number one, identify the war within. 5 levels of resolving conflict. Identify the war within. Number 2, stop blaming people for what's happening inside of you. Phew. Number 3, submit to God before you confront people. And number 4, humble yourself. That's the 4th one. Humble yourself. James 4:8-9. Come near to God, wash your hands, and make your hearts pure. James calls them double-minded, right? Double-minded people love God but want control. Double-minded people love God but want control. Double-minded people want peace but feed drama. Double-minded people pray but they gossip too. Wow. See, humility is the soil where reconciliation grows. Humility is the soil where reconciliation grows. Wow. Conflict escalates when pride refuses to bend. Conflict will escalate when pride refuses to bend, because you would rather be right and sit in your corner. Oh, I'm losing my audience. Or maybe I should have taught something else on a Valentine's weekend. You rather be right and sit in your corner than to say I'm sorry and come back together. Philippians 2:3 says, do nothing out of selfish ambition. You don't resolve conflict by overpowering. You resolve conflict by lowering yourself. Wow. And some of you are some of you are some of you are one act of humility away from breakthrough. I'll say that. You are one act of humility away from your breakthrough. All right, number 4. That was number 4. Number 5. I gotta run. Number 5. Oh my God, I got 2 minutes. Number 5. Let God lift you, not your ego. Let God lift you, not your ego. James 4:10 says, humble yourself before the Lord and he will lift you up. The King James says, exalt you, right? James ends the text with elevation. But elevation comes after surrender. Wow. See, conflict resolved God's way builds maturity. Come on, talk to me. Conflict God's way builds maturity, restores peace, and number 3, produces fruit. I'll say it again. Conflict reserved God's way, watch this, will build maturity, restores peace, and produces fruit. Conflict handled fleshly, handled your way, it destroys trust, hardens hearts, and repeats cycles. No wonder every relationship seems to be going in the same, ending the same way. Starts out great, but ends bad. Starts out great, end bad. Because you've tried to handle it your way instead of God's. God will exalt the person who chooses peace over pride. Is this good today? I hope this is blessing. God will exalt the person who chooses peace over pride. So how do we apply this? I'm glad you asked. I got to run. Number 1, here it is. I'll give you 5 things and we're going to go. Number 1, what desire is fueling your conflict? Number 2, where have I been double-minded? Number 3, have I submitted this situation to God? Because if you ain't submitted this situation to God, quit talking to people. Number 4, what would humility look like in this conversation? What would it look like? What would the outcome look like if I just said, I'm sorry? What would the outcome look like if you just said, I apologize? And number 5, am I trying to be right? Or am I trying to be righteous? God says, God told me to tell you as I'm getting ready to get out of here on today. God says, I'm healing your internal wars so you can stop fighting external battles. That's so good. God says, I am healing, lean in. I'm healing your internal wars so you can stop fighting external battles. I'm removing the ego. God says, I'm removing the ego that has been sabotaging your relationships. I'm removing that. Yeah. He said, this is what the Lord is saying. He says, I'm teaching you how to choose peace over pride. Yeah. Because some of you are going to leave this live lighter, right? Because you're dropping pride, you're dropping your ego, and you're dropping the need to win. Yeah. You don't need another argument. You need alignment. You don't need to clap back. You don't need to clap back. You need to come back to God, not clap back. You need to come back. And when you humble yourself, when you submit your spirit, when you surrender your pride, God will lift you up. He'll fix the situation. He'll correct it. He'll make the relationship better. Why? Because you're doing your part. You can't control if people are going to do their part. I can't control anybody else. I can only control me. You're trying to control everybody. You can't control everybody. You got to let God work on them. You got to let God work on that situation. God work on that supervisor. Let God work on that marriage. Let God work on that husband. Let God work on that wife. Let God work on that boyfriend. Let God work on them. You ask God to work on you. And God will restore you. He will settle you. And the Bible says, and the peace that passes understanding will guard your heart and your mind. Hey, hope this blessed you today. I hope this blessed you today. Hey, I got to get out of here. I got to run. I can't wait to see you this coming Sunday morning. We're in our love series. Hey, before I go, I got two important announcements. This coming Sunday at 3 p.m. Everybody's always doing something this time of year on Valentine's weekend for the married couples, those in relationship. But what if you're single? What if you're single? Who does anything for the singles? We do. We got something for the singles this weekend. At 3 p.m. You want to be there at 231 Capcom Avenue at 3 p.m. We got some amazing speakers that's going to be there. Yeah. And this is just for the singles. Married people, you're not allowed. We got something for the singles. Yeah. And then next Saturday, the 28th. Come on, somebody type the 28th. Get hype. The 28th at 1 p.m. is our church dedication. I sure hope you can make it. I sure hope you can be in the building. I sure hope you're planning to be there with your family in the building. I sure hope you're planning to be there with your family in the facility. 231 Capcom Avenue. I hope you're there in the building. Hey, listen, I got to run. I know I was not on my normal time. I had to jump on. I got to go be at another engagement. If you missed the 5 ways to resolve conflict, go back and watch it. If you're watching me, the replay, I hope this blessed you. If you're watching now, I can't wait to see you on Sunday at Connect Church International. It's going to be amazing. Listen, before you leave, I'm going to challenge you to sow a $15 seed. That's all, $15. Some of you said, listen, I can sow a 10. I'm going to challenge you to sow a seed. There's the Cash App right there. I'm going to challenge you to sow a seed today. If these have blessed you, if these 5 things have helped you, you know what? Sometimes I discover it. Sometimes we're giving out stuff that you would pay to have to use your insurance to go and sit on somebody's, get an appointment and sit on a therapist's couch. And sometimes if you would just turn on your cell phone. If you would just visit Connect Church International, there's some things that's going to help you. Yeah, this is good word today. I wish that you wouldn't sow a seed. I wish that you would sow a seed today. Would you sow a seed? Right there. Sow a seed today. Hope it blessed you. Hey, I got to go. I can't wait to see you Sunday morning at 231 Capcom Avenue. I hope it bless you. I look forward to seeing you at our service. May God bless you. Listen, share this live with somebody. Share this live. Tag somebody to say, hey, you got to go here. He taught resolving conflict by 5 ways. I got to go. See you Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Bye-bye.